at the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention. It's an annual Comic-Con. There are celebrities here you will not believe who I'm about to talk to and what we might run into, so stick around. Got Ghostbusters over here. They're in their full-on outfits and packs. It's the Western Kentucky Ghostbuster Club. I don't even know what that is. Something from Lord of the Rings? What is it? It's the dude. Dude. Hey.
Caucasian Gary, man. Caucasian. That's what I use this for, is to bring white Russians into cons. So,
Did you bring the dog bowling though, dude?
I'm not buying his shoes. It's not taking your fucking turn. My fucking ex-wife told me that I had to watch her fucking dog. I told her to go fuck herself.
Yeah, you don't have an ex-wife, okay? This is so cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're such awesome. A nerd.
I am a nerd.
Look right down in a crowded hall. You see there's a beauty standing. Is she really everywhere?
I'm Gina. Nice to meet you. I'm here with Brittany Daniel, and your story is so amazing. I feel like I've been watching you in movies forever.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yes. One of my favorite scenes is you getting off the horse.
Oh, in Joe Dirt? Yeah, that seems to be a pretty infamous scene.
Right? Why did you? Okay.
I had no idea when I was shooting that scene that they were going to like slow it down and zoom in on my butt when I'm getting off the horse. It was my first big feature film, but then they like queued it up with such a great song, and it's like one of my favorite movies that I did.
Oh, see, that's interesting because you've done a lot. Yeah. So when you look back into your catalog, that would be one of your most favorite, and why?
I think because it was one of my first big kind of leading roles, and I also just love the story of the underdog, and I thought Brandy had such a big heart, and I love characters like that.
Well, speaking of underdog, you are a cancer survivor, and I saw on your Instagram the Cycle for Survivors. So tell me about that event and that program.
Yeah, so I work with Cycle for Survival. It's like a huge indoor bike ride. And we raise money. They actually have, I think, like 14 rides around the country, and I help raise money for rare cancers.
Did you say indoors?
Yeah, so they make it an indoor, like, big, huge spin class because they want anybody to be able to do it. Like, everybody can't go out and do some major bike ride outside. So they want, like, cancer survivors and patients that can just hop on the bike and go as slow or as fast as they want.
So it's not like a Tour de France situation?
Exactly. No. You don't have to, like, train your whole life for it or anything.
So tell me what you have going on now that we can follow for you.
So my twin sister and I, we were on Sweet Valley High together, and we just started a lifestyle blog. It's called The Sweet Life by Brittany and Cynthia, and the URL is brittanyandcynthiadaniel.com. And then we're also putting together a scripted show right now. So yeah, so we're excited about that.
Okay, so we can look for that soon. Any idea where it might land, or too soon to say?
I mean, it's too soon to say, but I'm hoping Netflix. Yeah.
I've heard Amazon. People always love working with Amazon too.
It's great too.
Take a look at all of her stuff here. Thank you so much. You're amazing. You're so beautiful. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for doing this impromptu chat. I'm here with Thomas and Lanny. Of course, you might know this face from the American Pie franchise.
We're friends, but it's not like I see her making plans with anyone else.
Right.
I mean, I don't see her with a boyfriend. I think that puts me on deck. Vicky only slept with one guy since we went out.
You know what I loved, by the way, on your Instagram was the post that you had with your mom and how you said, you know, she from 85 to 95 was driving you to all sorts of auditions. You really can't do it by yourself, especially when you're so young.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I remember when I started when I was 5 and 6, I mean, I probably had anywhere from 100 to 200 auditions every year.
Oh my God.
So, you know, there would be, you know, 2, sometimes 1 or 2 every day. Right. During the week. Yeah.
What was your
crazy.
booking like percentage?
Oh, I mean, you would go on about 200 interviews to land a job.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
See, that's how competitive this field is. And Lanny is a novelist. He's making her book Is that right?
Yeah, well, he's making my book into a movie.
Right.
He's not making my book. My book's already been made.
Your book's already been made by you. I worded that a little weird. So you wrote the book,
I wrote the
and
book.
then he's doing the film.
He gave me some feedback, then I used most of it, so it's actually reflected in the book as well. Nice. And then, you know, we've been working on the movie ever since together.
Nice. So when did beginning of the movie making process start?
We haven't started the film yet. We're still in the development stage. So we're taking meetings with directors and finishing up our last bit of financing. And so we will be shooting later this year, so the movie will come out next year.
Okay. Cool. And this is about, the story you were saying is like an actual magician that goes to Vegas?
So it's about a young woman who moves to Las Vegas to work for a magic show, but she can do real magic. Right. So she has supernatural powers, and she also finds out that the only thing more dangerous than real magic is being in love. So
I agree.
Yes. There's a bit of a love triangle, so, you know, it's a fun book. But just so, you know, I've had those as young as 8 read it and those as old as 75. So think how Harry Potter, adults loved it, but kids could also read it. Same kind of thing. So as long as you're okay with magic, it's okay for younger set.
My 85-year-old grandmother was the biggest Harry Potter fan, so I'm going to turn her on to your book.
She sounds like a fan then.
Yes, she's already a fan. So in this developmental process for you guys, do you already have people in mind? Like, oh, we gotta approach this actor or that actor.
Yeah, we sort of put together sets of like our target of what we see for the characters, and that has shifted over the development process. From I signed onto the project in 2014, and so that sort of idea has changed a lot. Okay. So I'm not going to mention now because it could change again. Right. But we have some important meetings coming up with some of those sort of ideas and those cast members, and certain ones are reading it right now.
Oh, excuse me.
I will say, besides Tom and maybe one other person, because Tom's going to play one of the supporting characters, and maybe one other person, none of the main characters that we originally talked about actor-wise, like we've actually changed our mind about everyone. Yeah, well, and it's funny because when we first started out, I was so dead set on certain people, and now I'm dead set on new people. So I guess, you know, a girl's mind can be fickle.
She said it, folks. You said, you know, your wife, your mother, all the women in your life were such a great supporting.
That's part of one of the many reasons why I signed on to the project, because it's a woman-based project. So obviously Lanny wrote it. And, you know, she's producing it with me, and yes, and so we're going to hire a female director, and we already have a female line producer, and so, you know, I think I'm the odd man out right now.
Right, yeah. You don't fit into this whole scenario, but I feel like it has a word buzz all over it, especially with the climate today. We're Instagram friends now.
We are.
Which means we're real friends in actual life. Yes. But thank you so much. I really look forward to reading it. I will turn my grandmother onto it. And thank you for entertaining me.